coming up.
Wally was so impressed, he said, just buy all 44 farm bulls.
Our calves are very uniform now and getting better all the time.
I think we have some of the best genetics in the world out west now, and we used to be the worst.
Hear the story of why the Prime Pursuits partnership with Walmart works so well for one Nevada ranch. Next on The American Rancher. Hello, I'm Pam Minnick, and welcome to The American Rancher. The 44 Farms and Prime Pursuits partnership with Walmart is coming up on its 4th year of operation. This producer-driven program benefits Angus producers everywhere, including Quinn River Crossing Ranch near Winnemucca, Nevada.
Quinn River Crossing was started in the 1800s, mid-1800s. It used to be a Miller and Lux headquarters for their Black Rock division. And then it's sold several times and been in several different outfits since then. We're in northwest Nevada, about 70 miles northwest of Winnemucca. Mountain starts on the flat at about 4,000 feet and goes up on the mountains to about 7,500 feet. So there's quite a variation of landscape. My grandpa came here in the early 1900s, around 1905, something like that, 7. And he was actually at the northern end. He homesteaded the northern end of Quinn River Ranch. And then he sold out during the end of World War II, right at the end of World War II, to Davies. And then they eventually sold out, on down the line. I was born and raised here, and then we left for about 5 or 6 years. Then when I came back to work here in 93, I believe it was, these cattle were basically a Solaire herd. And then they've went to Beefmaster, and then they went to just kind of a cross of everything. And then there was a certain amount of Limousine Angus.
Well, Wally came in, I don't know how many years ago, but Wally came in, and then I was selling some of the cattle for him.
Jim Davis has helped everybody in the country tremendously on their genetics with their cattle and marketing their cattle and how to sell them. And it's been amazing what he's done with us. But
change the business.
He just kind of shook his head when he first started with these cattle with the Solaire and then the Beefmaster and climbing the fences, and things were a little different. We'd known the 44 Farms and heard about them quite a bit, and about 3 or 4 years ago, one of the owners, Wally, Slough, decided that he'd like the idea of what 44 Farms was representing and what they were doing. He likes the idea of the Walmart and what their vision is of going. So he wanted us to look at the cattle and look at their bulls and see what they had. And so we did, and I liked the looks of their bulls. I talked to people that were already running their bulls in this environment, and they'd had good luck with them. And so that's when we started pushing that a little stronger and started going down and buying them. And they've made everything way more uniform. Our calves are getting very uniform now. Carcass quality has gotten quite a bit better, and the mothering ability of these cows has gotten better too. So
Wally was so impressed, he said, just buy all 44 farm bulls. So that's what we're doing. Every bull on that ranch now is 44 farm bull, and that's going to continue that way. And it's just worked out really good. If we have troubles with bad legs or something like that, anything that first year, you get a new bull or credit. 44 always has a crew, 5-6 people at Winnemucca, and they're buying cattle and they're bidding on them. They don't get them all, but they're bidding on them all. And they jump right into the deal. But the Quinn River calves sell really, really good. And I was there to ship 5 loads with Vantage Levesco the other day, and I can tell you this, those cattle, they look real good. They're all 44 bulls now, so that's really lifted the program. But we buy a lot of bulls out in our country. Like Wally buys 30 every year. It's big country, so they got to have a lot of bulls. But the 44 farm bulls are holding up for us, and the partnership with them has just been, fantastic. These ranchers, they work 24 hours a day, every day, all the year long. And a lot of them, their only break they get is when they come in the Winnemucca saddle. So they damn sure deserve every dollar they get, because they're out there in the snow, the drought, and the BLM and the whole deal. And so my goal is to get them top dollar. With 44 farms, we're getting them top dollar now. It's been a great partnership, and we're going to continue it. So this will be my 6th year going down to 44 farms. They come to Winnemucca for our sale every year in August, and they support my customers big time.
After the break,
I think we have some of the best genetics in the world out west now, and we used to be the worst.
Superior Rep Jim Davis talks about the importance of high-quality genetics for earning consistent premiums on sale day. You're watching The American Rancher. Stay with us.
Howdy, would like to invite you to the 44 Farms Bull Sale on February 25th starting at 10:30, where we will be selling 607 pasture-raised Angus bulls and serving food all day long starting at 9:30. You can look at the bulls anytime. We look forward to seeing you.
Welcome back to The American Rancher. One of Superior Livestock Auction's top reps is Jim Davis of Boise, Idaho. As with all Superior reps, Jim's #1 responsibility is getting the most for his customers' cattle. And calves that earn consistent premiums on sale day begin with high-quality genetics.
I started first is when there was a bull trader in Winnemucca, Nevada. He used to bring out all the bulls for the ranchers, and he'd drop them off, and the rancher would look at them, and I would ask him questions. I would say, where do these bulls come from? And he would tell me, he says, where do you want them to come from? I said, what's the birth weight on these bulls? And he said, what do you want them to be? And I said, do you got any weaner weights? And he said, what do you want them to be? He dropped some bulls off one day, and I looked over the fence, and there was a black Wally bull, and a Beefmaster bull, and a Hereford bull. And I looked at him, and I said, I have to sell this stuff. You'd load 120, 25 on a truck. They're feather-necked Herefords. And I knew then we were going to make changes. So we set up bull meetings, and we talked genetics, and we did that for years and years. And we were changing things. And then 44 farms came along, and first year we went down there, we weren't sure how that was going to work, bringing bulls out of Texas up to this country. It's high desert, and there's some mountains there. So they got to hold up. And I think I bought 36 that year for customers. And we brought them up here, and they worked real good. They were going from grass to grass. So when they come up to our country, they're really hard, and they hold up really good. Boy, it turned out to be a success. A lot of my customers now, it's a whole different deal, a whole different world. I think we have some of the best genetics in the world out west now, and we used to be the worst.
So Jim Davis learned early on the power of genetics. With the way the genetics are changing in the Angus industry right now, Jim is really focused and gets his customers focused on the genetics. They're going to pay them in the end, and then also help the Prime Pursuits program when we're buying those calves back. Those similar genetics will really work in the western part of Texas also. We've got some customers, Colton Daniel and Jerry Bob Daniel at Truscott, Texas at Circle Bar, that have similar views for Jim Davis and his customers. They really focus on the growth and the carcass traits, while not giving up any of the maternal traits either. But been really good customers for us for the last few years.
We've been ranching in the Circle Bar Ranch since 1981. My wife and I founded the ranch that year, the year we married. And when we first started, I didn't have any emphasis on genetics. In the 80s, if you had a high quality beef or low quality beef, they were all bringing the same price. We learned a lot about the business the hard way. And we started refocusing in 1990. Genetics became a part of that. And I started understanding EPDs a little bit better. That moved on into where we're at today, accelerated pretty fast.
But our foundation is always on structure. It's got to be a good conformation of the cow, of the bull, and from there the genetics and finding your EPDs has helped us emphasize that to back up that. And so we've got a system here that we've been able to prove to ourselves, and our buyers have verified that year in and year out we're able to produce a high quality calf by knowing what we're putting in. We know what we're getting out.
And I would say also that our margins have decreased, over the years, the last 40 years. And so to remain competitive, we've had to look for other resources such as higher genetics, or in our operation, we've also involved our hunting operation, our horse operation. But from the standpoint of the cattle, we've had to go into genetics and study it for premium.
Going out selecting high genetics for your beef cattle and the premium that we do receive, at the end of the day, when you sell that calf crop, when you get the higher revenue, you're able to take that revenue and go buy a higher selected bull, which allows us to buy better genetics. For the last 3 years now, our cattle have graded 99% choice or better, and we're hitting between 40 to 50% prime.
Had we not understood getting into good genetics, the growth of our company would have been much slower. And I'm not much of a person to sit back. I like to be a little more progressive. We're in this and we're serious about it, and we believe 44 Farms is serious about it, and they've certainly gotten our attention.
We're in the 44 Farms stake programs and their prime pursuits. I believe primarily our cattle go into their stakes program. We have a high yield and high quality of Angus genetics going back to them.
And it's paid off very well for us, very well. They have a great premium program. It's varied depending on how deep you want to get into it, but it's excellent.
And I think the longevity of 44 Farms, I think that's been another foundation piece here for us. It's not a company that we have to go out and search for every year to see if we're going to get the highest price. When they come to us, we feel like they're giving us a very firm, well-paid premium for our cattle. And we've been with them over 11, 12 years buying our calves. I think it's a great working relationship going forward, and we look forward to working with them going forward.
And the big thing for me, they put their stamp on it. They have their name on it, and they're in for the long haul. That's what we're in for as well.
Up next.
44 Farms bought a big group of our calves last year, and we were happy with what they did for us, and so we want to make sure and keep the relationship going.
Details for putting Prime Pursuit's qualified genetics in your pasture are coming up after the break. You're watching The American Rancher.
Well, howdy. I want to invite you to the spring bull sale here at 44 Farms on February the 25th. We're going to sell 607 big, stout, pasture-raised bulls that will add to your program. Sale starts at 10:30 in the morning. Food's going to be ready at 9:30, and the bull's going to be ready for viewing at 8 o'clock in the morning, or any time between now and then. We would love to have you and your entire family. Thank you.
Welcome back to The American Rancher. The annual 44 Farms Spring Bull Sale is just around the corner. This is your opportunity to purchase bulls that are optimized for the Prime Pursuits partnership with Walmart, or simply for improving the overall quality of your calf crop.
44 Farms bought a big group of our calves last year, and we were happy with what they did for us, and so we want to make sure and keep the relationship going. Basically, we talked to 44, and what kind of bulls they want to buy the calves back out of is the stuff that we want to kind of be buying. So big, deep gutted, big base, big hip on them, and also have as much carcass as we can, get and still like the quality of the bull.
Today we're looking for another herd sire bull. That's the one up there, stout, masculine, some good EPDs on him. He's a high marbling bull, high growth bull. So with the data that I get back from the Prime Pursuit program, right now I'm getting high choice, and like I said, I'm just looking to expand on that and start getting some primes in also. Well, I run a cow-calf operation. I only have, like I said, 20 head, but they do take them. I have to bring them to the stocker yard in Marlin, Texas. And the premium it's worth the drive for me, the premiums that I get.
We've been backgrounded some cattle in South Dakota for prime pursuits, Angus genetics, a lot of good northern cattle that come out of there that they've been sourcing, and we've been backgrounded some cattle for them and then shipping them to feedlots in Nebraska.
But it's a partnership, you know.
On our own cattle, we have sent them all through prime pursuits and been able to get our carcass data and track carcass data on our individual cattle, and it's been very helpful in terms of making bull selections for on down the road.
It's our first bull auction.
Yeah, we're starting our herd, and we wanted to start with the best. We're looking at birthing ease at getting started, and we want to sell great quality cattle.
I'm looking for a low birth weight, high calving ease, fast growing bull with a good genetic. I bought several bulls from them over as long as 5 years ago. They've been very good. Have a really good bull, and my customers enjoy the calves that I'm selling them.
I bought a lot of bulls from here in the past, and they've always done me well. So you get a pretty good bonus on the whole group of calves. So it's a good premium for the cow-calf producer, and you get the data back on your cattle, and you kind of can tell which direction you need to go.
We're trying to look for a Angus bull to go on some Brahma cattle, or we're gonna put them on some F1 tiger stripes. Got the structure on them, you want the sound underneath. We like flat back stuff and good hips in the back, up off the ground. And, some of it's in the bloodline. We're looking at some of the bloodlines, but most of it just appearance.
This year we're looking for more of a terminal cross. We're in the Prime Pursuits program with 44 Farms. It's been really good to us. We're getting feedback as we go on how our cattle feed and everything else, and we try to buy bulls accordingly and make them fit the program.
I'd like to invite you into the family of Prime Pursuits, designed to provide Walmart customers across the southeastern part of the United States with the finest Angus beef and the best eating experience they could possibly have any place in the world. And within the Prime Pursuits team and family, with over 1,100 producers involved, we have the opportunity together to do great things. And so I would love for you to give us a call or check us out at primepursuits.com. This is a program that could be exactly what you want for your program as you grow and be more successful.
The power of Prime Intelligence is in the insights that we're able to gather from the data that we've collected over the years. For the past 4 years, we've been collecting data on the feeding performance, health, and carcass merit of all of the feeder cattle that go through the Prime Pursuits program. And we've been providing that data back to our producers to help them make better decisions for their herds. Now we're starting to collect DNA data on some of the feeder cattle in the Prime Pursuits program. And that's really exciting because we're able to combine that genetic data with the other data that we already have in Prime Intelligence and utilize those insights to help enhance the genetic offering for 44 Farms customers.
Well, it's kind of a quiet day here at the ranch at 44 in Cameron, Texas, but we're looking forward to seeing everybody at our spring bull sale, February 25th here at Cameron, Texas at the ranch, selling 607 ranch developed bulls, developed right here at 44. Just like to point out a couple of sire groups that are offered here at the sale at 44. The Faultless Sire Group, who was the top seller in previous lot 1, they won the sales here at 44. These calves have been really good. Really pay attention to lot 1 and lot 45, 2 full brothers out of a really good Rampage daughter coming out of the donor program here at 44 that's done us a really nice job. Another really unique set, I think, some maternal brothers, lots 17 through 21, sired by Transcendent, and the Deadwood bull, a really nice set of yearling bulls that'll go to work. Really good carcass genetics out of a really proven female, the Ruby female family, who's been an outstanding donor family here at 44 for for a decade or so now, but a really nice set of bulls that we're offering here on February 25th.
I'd like to just invite each and every one of you to join us on Saturday, February 25th for our spring bull sale. 600 plus bulls that can answer any question or challenge you may have from any region of the country, and they can help you be more successful and certainly help you be qualified for our Prime Pursuits program. So we'd love to have you. It is a great day. Lots of people from around the United States will be here in Cameron, Texas to share in a day of fun, fellowship. It's a great time to get together with folks you haven't seen in a while and meet new ones. And for all of those who have never been here before, what a great opportunity to learn more about 44 Farms Angus Strong Genetics and our Prime Pursuits program. So we'd love to have you. And of course, all of those who have been here so many times before, your commitment and loyalty keeps us going every day and certainly inspires us to get up early and stay up late, working to help you be more successful.
We hope you enjoyed another great story of 44 Farms. That's all the time we have today. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook. I'm Pam Minnick. For our entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.